Hey yo, what's up? It's M.Linez, and it feels so good to be back. Even though my 50 subscribers probably didn't notice I was gone, but still, I'm back. So let's get straight into it. Now you see this? This has got to be the most iconic pose in all of pop culture. That shit just looks amazing. Now don't get me wrong, that shit ain't practical. Don't be doing that in real life. But as far as the movies are concerned, that shit is pretty amazing. Now I know everybody and their mama's doing it now ever since the MCU. But come on, let's be real now. The superhero landing is pretty amazing.
Superhero landing! Yeah, that's really hard on your knees.
Totally impractical, they all do it.
But here's my question though. Who invented it? Like, where did it come from and who invented the superhero landing?
I need to know who he is.
So what I did is I got my shovel and did a little digging, and I find out that the person who invented the superhero landing is... I have no idea. Trying to pinpoint the exact origin of this superhero landing thing is one of the hardest things to do. But as I did some digging, I did end up in Japan though, which is where I'm pretty sure it came from. NANI?! Whether it's Japanese art, television, Japanese anime or manga, I think that's where it's from. As a matter of fact, in Japan, they call it Senten Chakuchi, or the 3-point landing. And I'm sorry if I butchered that, but I think that's how they pronounce it. Actually, in an article from the New York Post, they made reference to Senten Chakuchi, saying that the Japanese TV genre called takusatsu, where it's very standard for the hero to strike all kinds of poses. All kinds of poses. So it's called takusatsu, and those shows are shows like Ultraman, Bioman, Super Sentai, which we know due to the power of editing, we know Super Sentai as Power Rangers. So yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, most martial arts movies in general have some kind of dramatic pose before, during, or after the fight. So yeah, it will be fair to say that the superhero landing started and was invented in Japan. So now the earliest superhero landing I could find, the earliest footage, is from this anime called Daikon 4 from 1983. And I'm not familiar with the anime, not at all. I only find out about it doing research for this video. I think the anime was a parody of something, or they were making fun of something. But either way, this is one of the earliest footage, or should I say anime, I could find with the superhero landing in it. Y'all take a look. Okay, so I'll leave a link down below so you can actually watch this for yourself. Like I said, I have no idea whether this is a parody or what they're making fun of, but all I can tell you is Batman is in there, Superman is in there, flipping Darth Vader is in there. It's worth a watch, so yeah, I'll leave it in the link down below. And then you have another one a little bit later called Sekuban. Once again, I have no idea about the anime. It came out in 1987. So then I started looking at other animes from the 80s and 90s, such as Saint Seiya, Fist of the North Star, and other animes, and I couldn't see any superhero landing. Maybe I missed it because there's a whole lot of episodes, but I couldn't see any. But now, here's one thing. When did it start in the West, though? When did we start the superhero landing? So when did we borrow it from the Japanese? So I think when it comes to comic book, we need to go to Adi Granov. Is that how you say his name? Adi Granov? Yeah, this guy. He designed the 2004 Iron Man comic book cover. I think it was for Extremis. And yeah, he himself said that he borrowed a lot from the Japanese. I think even the Iron Man suit was designed after Japanese mech. And him and Jon Favreau actually worked on Iron Man 1. Jon Favreau did say that a lot of Granov's work went in to inspire a lot in Iron Man 1.
What carried over to the film, and I think Jon Favreau actually even approached you to
they used that book kind of as a style Bible for the movie. So Jon Favreau then asked me to come and help work on the movie. So I spent maybe 7 months working on the first Iron Man, on the design of Iron Man and Ironmonger, and then keyframe illustration, like designing the scenes, the key action scenes. So I would do paintings of those scenes for the film. So I did that on the Iron Man movies and on the Avengers, the first Avengers, and then last year I spent the year working on Infinity War 1 and 2, and then on Black Panther.
So we know that the superhero landing and all of that stuff, all that Japanese stuff, started in Iron Man 1 with Granovs. But obviously, it doesn't end there. This is not when we in the West, meaning America, started using the superhero landing. Jon Favreau and Granovs are definitely not the first. So let's go back to a few other superhero movies from way before the MCU. So let's go to DC for a minute, because they had one of the first movies, like Christopher Reeve's Superman. No, he did not do the superhero landing. Neither did Michael Keaton Batman. And as a matter of fact, I don't think any Batman did the superhero landing in any of the Batman movies. And when I say superhero landing, I mean 3-point landing. Okay, real quick before I forget, in this movie, this happens. I don't even know if you can call that a superhero landing, but it kind of looks like one. But this movie is so irrelevant that I'm not even gonna say that counts. No, get it out of here. And then you have movies like Hancock.
What?
And Underworld. Now there's a part in Underworld, I can't remember which one, where it looks like she does the superhero landing, but it's not. And plus, she lands like 1,000,000 times. She falls and jumps and lands 1,000,000 times, but only once or maybe twice it looks like she does a superhero landing. So it doesn't count. So then, you know what? Forget all of that. Let's go back to like early Marvel. You have the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. And in those, I'm not gonna lie, in all 3 of those Sam Raimi Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, you see a whole lot of superhero landing. Yeah. Crazy thing about Spider-Man is that honestly, I can't think of another way that I would want Spider-Man to land. Like, how else do you want Spider-Man to land? It has to be the 3-point landing. I mean, he's Spider-Man. He's gonna land low. Does that even make any sense? But yeah, I don't think there's any other way Spider-Man could land. It does count. That is definitely the superhero landing done before the MCU. But I'm just thinking, how else do you want Spider-Man to land? I think if he landed any other way, it would just look wrong. So is Spider-Man the originator? Nah, he's not. So who must be the originator? Well, it's the same guy that showed Marvel that they can make movies and actually be successful. I could show you better than I can tell you. Here's the originator of the 3-point landing, superhero landing, Senten Takuchi in the West.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Of course, it had to be my man Blade. It's unbelievable the amount of stuff that man started. Like this guy was actually crazy with this Marvel movie. Like I ain't even gonna lie, a lot of people had no idea that Blade was a Marvel character, let alone that this was a Marvel movie. So he is the originator. Now we know who started the 3-point landing in the West. But here's a few honorable mention. Well, maybe just one. And that's the Matrix. But the reason why I didn't include the Matrix in there is because the whole of the Matrix movie was influenced by manga. So it's basically Japanese, let's be for real. Even though they have Chinese doing most of the choreography when it came to the fight, when you saw superhero landing in the Matrix, and you have a few, especially in part 2 and part 3, you know, either way, those movies are influenced by manga and anime, which is why I didn't add them in the beginning. But had to mention it. Like I said, guys, it feels so good to be back, man. If you could please like and subscribe if you like the flipping content, because I need to grow this, whatever this is, because like I said, what, like 50 odd subscribers? Just try to get to 100 in like a month. Can we do that?